guy Lewis to the T, and I'm back with your 22nd installment of Black History Month 2021. Today is Monday, February 22nd, and I am excited today to talk to you guys about leadership. What does it look like to be a Black CEO in the United States of America in the 21st century in this particular day and time? But first, we do have to have a historical footnote, so I want to say thank you and hats off to Dr. Clifton Wharton, who was the first African American CEO of a Fortune 500 company. This happened for him back in 1987 as he became chairman and CEO of TIAA CREP, a financial institution, one of the largest financial institutions in the country. So we say hats off to you. We thank you. We're appreciative. I always want to highlight, in particular, the first. When a person is the first, we know that there is a burden placed upon their shoulders like none other. You have people who are rooting for them. You have people who are placing expectations upon them that they are unaware of. And you also have people who are rooting against them, but we want to keep it positive. We want to shine a light. And so we just want to acknowledge him and show gratitude for what he's done by walking through that door and doing it first, facing the challenges for which he had no blueprint. So thank you, Dr. Wharton, for what you've done for us. Today, we have 4 Black CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, all Black men, and their industries are ranged, everything from retail to financial institutions to pharmaceuticals. And actually, I'm going to read you their names. So we have Marvin Ellison of Lowe's, Roger Ferguson of TIAA, Kenneth Frazier of Merck Pharmaceuticals, and Renee Jones of M&T Bank. And actually, Mr. Frazier will be retiring this year. So Mr. Frazier of Merck Pharmaceuticals, Kenneth Frazier, he's going to be retiring in June, but we will still be at 4. We're losing one, but we're adding one because Rosalind Brewer will become the CEO of the Walgreens Booth Alliance, which is the company that's over the Walgreens retail stores here in America. And they're an international organization, so they own more than Walgreens, but Rosalind Brewer will be stepping in that role. So make sure that we show her some support. Make sure that people that work for Walgreens, shoot her an email. It costs you nothing to email. Yes, you can email the CEO and say thank you and welcome, and we are appreciative that you're here. It's more than appropriate. And as we move into Women's History Month in March, it's even more appropriate coming out of Black history, going into women's history. Her being both Black and a woman and in leadership, I think it's particularly important that we highlight her and that we talk about her. But I cannot do a video about leadership, particularly about being leader in business, and not talk about my Aunt Pat, who is the CEO of Behavioral Health Response. So to be more formal, like I did everybody else, we're talking about Patricia Coleman, CEO and President of Behavioral Health Response, BHR as it's known in St. Louis. And even though BHR is out of St. Louis, it is a domestic and international organization. They do have contracts in and out of the states. They are a behavioral health company focusing on the mental health of people that they serve, and it's so important. The work that they do absolutely saves lives. And today, during a time where we really talk about mental health a lot more freely, we talk about what's required as far as social justice and mental health organizations partnering with the police, talking about social justice and mental health organizations partnering with our prisons. This is work that has to be done. So I am excited. I'm proud of her. So appreciative of the work that she does. This is work that really does save lives and change lives and helps people every single day. This organization is available 24/7. You can call them. They have suicide prevention hotline. They have resources available for people with mental health issues, mental health concerns. You can call if you're concerned about another person. So we want to make sure that we include their information in the comment section so that if you know somebody who needs to reach out to BHR, it's completely confidential and you can have somebody to talk to. Oftentimes people just need to know that they're not alone. But speaking of Pat Coleman, again, I mentioned that she's my aunt, but she's also an awesome businesswoman. I look at her and I look at the way that she's been able to combine being an intellectual in business, but also being compassionate and recognizing the clinical side of the work that she does. I think that balance is so important. Oftentimes our leaders go into organizations and they want to run an organization strictly by the black and white line. And what we mean by that in business is, what do the numbers look like? That's the only thing that we're concerned about. I see where she has the ability to be both compassionate about the people and business oriented about the numbers. So shout out to her. I'm going to drop BHR's link down there. I'm going to put up a couple pictures of the people that I've talked about today. Join me again tomorrow. Man, we only have 6 more days to go. What am I going to do? You know, I'm not talking to you guys every day, but I'll still be around, just not as frequently. But you can find this video on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm your guy, Lewis to the T, and I'll see you tomorrow.